Hey, how's it going, everybody? Coach Kyle here. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for future content notifications. Check out old videos, there's a bunch of them. If you find this topic especially helpful or interesting, please share it. I found a really good article here that something that's not addressed very often, and it's the connection between diet and stress fractures. Um, The article here is Diet and Stress Fractures in Male Athletes. Has the research finally caught up? And this is something that I've maybe experienced myself. Last year, I was focusing a little bit on weight loss, and I think what I did is I did cut my calories too low, and I wasn't being terribly mindful, and I started to develop a little bit of a shin niggle. And I don't know if it was a coincidence that it was at the same period of time that I was in a calorie restricted diet. But I took last September 2018, I took it very light training wise. I focused on strength work. I started taking a vitamin D and a calcium magnesium supplement. And now a few months later, I'm totally fine. I haven't had any shin, just little shin, just wasn't an injury, it wasn't pain, just I could tell it was there. And since then, adjusting my diet, I've been totally fine. So was it connected to the diet? I don't know. And it's hard to tell what solved it because I took a very light month in September. I think it was in September. Yeah. And then I improved my diet. So it's hard to tell what it was, but this article touches base on calorie restriction and stress fractures. So what affects bone health? Of course, genetics, they play the biggest factor. Your grandparents, or if your grandparents suffered from frequent fractures or osteoporosis, your risk is elevated. Vitamin D. Your body requires vitamin D to absorb the minerals calcium and phosphorus that you use to build strong bones. A lack of this vitamin may cause your bones to be weaker than what they should be and break more easily. Research suggests that most of us in the UK and most people in the United States north of that San Francisco line do not get enough vitamin D in the winter months and maybe even in the summer months. Exercise. High impact activities like running or walking usually stimulate bones to grow stronger, and people who take part in these sports have been shown to have higher than normal bone density. However, this is not necessarily true for endurance athletes. Some studies on endurance athletes have found that they can often display lower bone densities than sedentary controls. Sections below may explain why. So diet, of course. Your diet plays a very important role in maintaining good bone health. Getting enough vitamin D, calcium, calories in general. Secondly, it should also provide good enough energy to replace what you use during the day. An insufficient diet, too low in calories, messes with a woman's hormone levels, which in turn leads to poor bone health. Because hormone disturbances in female athletes produce easily observable changes in menstruation, lots of research has been done on this topic. The research on their male counterparts have been mostly lacking until now. So, how not enough eating can cause low bone density in females. The main problem is it messes with hormones that in turn mess with their ability to build strong bones, and then the bone density decreases. How do low food energy intakes mess with male hormones? So several studies have shown that male athletes who take part in sports that emphasize leanness, cycling, running, tend to chronically undereat. Some report up to a 25% higher prevalence of disordered eating in these types of sports. Male endurance athletes have been shown to have lower levels of reproductive hormones, including testosterone. When these hormone levels fall below the normal range, it appears to be associated with low bone density for these men. So there's like said above, there hasn't been a lot of studies on this, but one study tested a group of 8 runners after 3 consecutive days of 60-minute hard treadmill running under 2 conditions. Uh, One condition, they allowed them to replace all the energy they used. The second one, they replaced half of the energy. The results showed that the hormones in charge of bone turnover was actually reduced when they didn't adequately replenish their calorie burn. There is also strong evidence in the non-athletic male population that chronic undereating leads to poor bone health. Boys who suffer from anorexia nervosa have been found to have decreased bone density when compared to their peers. So, in summary, what can you do to make sure your bone health? Because people, they often comment about stress fractures, shin splints, um, training, load modulation, strength work plays a big part, but also your nutrition and your actual bone health. So, taking a vitamin D supplement, I'll link you to that, the one that I take, especially if you live in less sunny countries or wear sunblock when outside. Getting enough calcium, and do not chronically undereat. So, like me right now, when I'm in a calorie deficit, most days out of the week, I have a couple days Friday, maybe Friday, Saturday, and Sunday when I'm not on such a strict schedule during the day. I might eat more than what I'm burning, but Monday through Thursday, maybe Friday, I'm definitely eating less than what I'm burning. So I'm in a calorie deficit, but it's not every day for a very long period of time. I'm taking, I'm intermittently dieting. I have higher calorie days, but more low calorie days. So the third one is, yeah, do not chronically undereat. A short period of calorie restriction to make race weight may be okay, but you are predispositioning yourself to all sorts of injuries if you do not refuel your body properly after exercise. So that's another point, is when you're in a calorie deficit, that post-exercise uh, protein carb shake becomes more important because you're not eating quite as many calories throughout the day as a whole. So if you have any comments, thoughts, questions, please let me know. And as always, you keep running, I'll keep coaching.